Hi everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today I got a series of answers from somebody in Africa, a current customer of mine. Pretty thankful for this person, and this answer is pretty inspiring for those out there. I just wanted to cover this because I'm sure a lot of you hopefully have the right frame of mind on this. So part of the questionnaire, there's two here you can see. The fourth one I'm going to do first. If you could overcome or find a solution for your challenges, which we'll get into in a minute, what would you end up doing? How would you reward yourself? I'm going to keep the reward yourself out. But this is what he said. And again, remember, he's from Ghana in Africa. This is what he says. I take up full time and the dream to impact the knowledge to the African youth where opportunities are relatively scarce so that they can be independent. I will tell you that's what algo trading brings, and namely for people, I'll say in I don't want to say third world, but emerging markets like Africa and wherever else. This is what programming brings for people, an opportunity that they will not get elsewhere. And the better thing is that they're able to control their outcome and results so that they can be independent. And that's really key because it enables people not to depend on, let's say, government handouts or whatever else that they may right now rely on. So important that is what algo trading brings if you have the inner drive as well, among other sources to lean on, I guess. Third question was, what is your biggest challenge in any form of trading? How do you plan to overcome it? So this is what he says. My biggest challenge is knowledge and data acquisition from the right source. I think that could be said about for anyone. All I know about trading is self-taught. It makes the learning curve very long and frustrating without the right kind of mentorship. Okay, so that's really key, because without that, I think people can easily go off the rails. I will tell you from my own personal experience with the streaming that I do daily, the dozens, maybe hundreds of people I talk to over the years. What it really comes down to is the lack of inner motivation. People are looking for the quick answer, and the saying that's out there online is do the work. And this is pretty well the same thing. The journey is a very lonely one, especially in our part of Africa where there isn't anything like meetups for like-minded people to share ideas. So take that if you live in a big city, especially in the financial market. Okay, I never thought of this, that there are no meetups for these folks. I'm thinking of moving to an island in the middle of the Irish Sea. Okay, but I've looked into it. They have meetups, but not specifically to trading, but they have development. So I'm still fairly good. But this is what online brings. So for people like this in isolated parts of the world, they have to go online to do this. And this is why, to me, it just blows my mind on how inspiring a lot of these people are in these regions in the world. And maybe, I can't say for sure, but they could have way more challenges than we have with the current state of BLM and women's movement and all that. And they're whining. But yet you get people like in these parts of the world that are rising up. They're not complaining. They pick up and they just do it and they learn and they know where to go. And always keep that in mind. And they don't stop. So they do the work and they have way less opportunities that people like myself have in places like Canada, US, throughout Europe. And yet we still complain. But here's a guy really putting me to shame for what this guy's enabled, and same with another person as well. Um, so continuing along, I'm a very ardent reader. Most times I read all the wrong stuff before I really get hands on the right knowledge. So he's following. He's signed up. I'm grateful that he's done, and we continue the conversation. He's out at my webinars every week. This guy's like a machine. He just does not stop in learning and wanting to do things. But I believe I can only over the knowledge gap by persistent learning, doing, failing, and trying again. And after learning from my mistakes, the goal is not to give up. I can't say it any more than that. Um, and yet here we in the first world, the developed world, and we complain about what we have. And here's a guy who's really doing 100 times more than we could ever do. And I gotta stand up and give this guy a lot of credit for putting it out there and just, I don't know, man. It's pretty inspiring if you ask me. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, and we shall talk to you soon.